Good morning. Mapema ndio best. It's around 6 in the morning, actually 6:10 past 6, and I'm driving to work. I love going to work this early because I beat traffic, and I hope I will actually beat it because I can see there it's starting to build up. But yes, if you want to beat this Nairobi traffic, you better wake up early. So I'm driving all the way to Westlands, where I usually work from. And along this trip, I want to give you some awareness about the rights of you as a customer when you are being carried by an Uber driver or a taxi driver. There are so many cases whereby you feel that your rights were interfered with by the driver intentionally or deliberately, and you feel so much offended. And sometimes passengers don't know how to approach this or how to do about it. I have said it before that the goal of this channel, where I give educative content about taxi driving, is to ensure that at the end of each and every trip, the driver will be happy when you give him the money, and you as the rider will also be very, very satisfied when you are dropped at your destination. So that is the end goal of all these conversations, and I hope that one day we will be able to get there in a way. I know it is not something that is easy, because customer experience is very, very difficult to achieve 100%, because you are serving hundreds of thousands of customers who have different expectations, and on this other hand, you have so many drivers who are of different characters, who have different type of attitudes, and there is no way you can treat them as one. So it is a journey that we are going together, and hopefully that one day we'll be able to get there. So back to my topic. I want to give you some awareness information on what is your rights and how you can claim it when it is interfered with by the driver. And I want just to give you a story of something that happened to me not long time ago, actually an year ago, 1 year ago. I was going to Tanzania. So I requested, I didn't drive myself, I requested taxi from where I live around Kasarani all the way to the airport. So it was Uber, not Bolt. So I requested Uber because I had some discount, so it was a little bit cheaper than Bolt. So the driver came, and actually we had a conversation, but I didn't tell him that I know much about the driving sector. So I just behaved like a normal customer. So he picked me, and he dropped me at the airport because I was flying. So the fare price was 1,200 Kenya shillings. But then I did not have M-Pesa money, so all I had is hard cash. So I had 2,000 shillings. I didn't have any other amount in my pocket. And then it was quite early in the morning, so he picked me around was it 5:30, around that time, because my flight was at 8, so at least I needed to be there early on time. So when he dropped me, as I have mentioned, I did not have cash in my pocket, so I gave him the whole 2,000, and he told me that he doesn't have any cash because it was like his first trip that day. So, and he did not have any M-Pesa money to give me cash or change for the money that I gave him. So he kept the 2,000, and he told me in an hour or two, once he carries the next customer or the next two customers, he will be able to send it via M-Pesa. And I made it clear to him that I am not going to Tanzania to stay. I will be back within a week, because the work that I was going to do there was, for 1 week. So I waited. Actually, when you are in Tanzania, or actually anywhere abroad, when someone sends you a message, you can receive it at no cost. So especially when someone sends you money through M-Pesa, you can get M-Pesa notification in any country that you are in. So I was still observing whether he has sent. He didn't send anything. I tried to take his number. I copied it through WhatsApp, because I couldn't call him via the normal mobile call. I tried to call him via WhatsApp. I gave him a text. he ignored me completely. When I came back to Kenya after 1 week, I tried now to call him via the normal call. He picked the call. Again, he ignored me. So I literally came to the understanding that the guy had not forgotten, and he intentionally meant to steal that money away from me, the 800 shillings that he was supposed to send it back to me. So, at that point, I had to take action. I went to the app, and then I checked my trip. It wasn't actually my last trip, because I did so many other Ubers in Tanzania, but you can make reference to the particular trip. So I searched the trip that, he dropped me to the airport, and then there is a button icon there for help. So when you press on it, then there are several issues that you can raise to the management, complaining about the trip or giving compliment or whatever you want. So I wrote the whole narrative there about what happened. And you know what? After 2 days, when I opened my app again, I found that I had a float of 800 shillings. So the Uber management listened to my complaint, and then they refunded me 800 shillings, which I believe they took from the driver's account and maybe gave him a kind of a warning, or just let him know that the customer complained or something. So those are some of the things that you should never let go if they happen to you. Issues with being overcharged by the driver, or driver running away with your money, it's something that you can easily report to the management, and action will be taken. But also, on this other hand, there are things that I also said that you also, as a client, there are things that you must take responsibility for. For example, there are people who complain so much that they are being overcharged after you are being dropped. That is very illegal, and no driver should ever do that kind of a thing. It's illegal, and drivers should be punished for doing it. But on this other hand, remember, you as the rider, you have control over some things. So you don't need the help of the management. Honestly, if you are dropped at your destination, everything is within your fingertips. You can check what was the fare price of your trip. How much was your trip? You don't need to ask the driver how much. Okay? Just open your app, go to the trips, check the previous trip, and you see the amount displayed there. And that is what you pay. So don't rely on the driver to give you information and then later find it is not correct, and then start opening case with the management. That is the first thing. Secondly, there are also some things that, you can take initiative to correct the driver, because these drivers are not the same as you. Their level of cleanliness is not maybe the same as the one you expect. Their level of customer service is not the same as what you expect. So sometimes it's good that instead of reporting them to the management for some things I would call petty, you take action and just let them know that next time they should try to do better. For example, if you get into a car and you find that it is not as clean as you may want, it's good to just mention to the driver that, please, is there a way you can try to make this car cleaner next time than it is? Okay? Yeah. And then something else is that you can also maybe tell the driver to do what? Yeah, I was talking about sorry, there was an incident there, so I got distracted. So you can ask the driver if it's on matter of cleanliness, you don't have to report him. Just tell him, try to keep your car clean next time. Maybe something else that the driver says and you don't like, or you fight with the driver. And for instance, if the driver is overspeeding, okay, you don't have to wait until he drops you and then you complain to the management. You can say it straight into the eyes of the driver. Tell him, take me a bit slow. I don't want to be taken at that very high speed. I don't feel comfortable. And he will slow down. If he doesn't slow, then that's a case that you can take over and report. Something else is about any other issue that you can address it to the driver. They might not show appreciation of your feedback immediately, but they will take action. That is something I can tell you. But one thing also you need to remember is that even these big companies, they struggle with customer satisfaction. If they get even 50%, no, not 50, actually 75%, 60 to 75% of customer satisfaction index, most companies are very happy. It's actually an achievement. So even you must understand this, that when you get into that car of the driver, don't expect to be 100% satisfied with the way the driver will speak to you, with the way the ride will go, with the route the driver will take, with all the driver's decision, with the driver's attitude. It's difficult to give you a 100% satisfaction. So when you are not satisfied to 100%, okay, you can tolerate, you can put up with the remaining 30%. If you are happy with the 70, say thank you, Lord, but don't report the remaining 30, because the driver is also not, he's not an angel. He's a human being like you. He has his own weaknesses, and actually some of the weaknesses you see the driver believes are some strengths, but now the way you receive them, it's something different. So thank you guys, and see you in my next video.